Hey everyone, how you guys doing?
Hey, hey.
I want to welcome Marc Halleck, Libertyville, Illinois. He's North Shore Martial Arts Academy, probably one of the best schools I've ever seen. I would just say the cleanest, probably one of the most efficient ran. He's got, um, I would just say, curriculum wise, staff wise, he's got everything down. He's really tight with his whole curriculum. That's one of the reasons why I really wanted to have Mark in. So, Mark, hey, what's up, brother?
Hey, nice seeing you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. So, how's life? How's post COVID kind of school opening again going?
Well, actually, we just hit 1 year since we've been back open because we opened July last year, and people are starting to come back. The first 6 months were a little slow, but now, normally like summer is really slow, and it hasn't been slow. So I'm hoping that's an encouraging sign that I'm giving myself another year to hopefully be back to where I was before COVID hit,
Mhm.
but maybe sooner if things go great. But at least the phones are ringing. People are starting to come in,
That's
and yeah, the only issue I still have is kids have to wear masks. Adults don't, but according to the CDC, anyone under 12 still has to wear masks. So sometimes I get parents, kind of complaining, and I'm just like, look, I need to do this. The second they say we can take them off, they're off.
yeah,
But so even the instructors in the class wear the masks with the kids,
good.
even
Yeah.
though we don't have to.
At least the doors are open. You know what I mean?
Right.
And to me, it's a minor inconvenience, and you do what you got to do. So what are the parents going to do? Have them at home jumping on the walls? They'd probably be like,
Yeah.
"Wear the damn mask. Get in there."
And you haven't even seen since COVID hit, we took that opportunity to remodel. So
Yeah.
like there's no more carpet. We hardwood floored everything. We got all new mats. We matted the walls. We repainted the place. We have stations for your hands and sanitizer and the whole kit and
And
caboodle.
it was A class looking before. Honestly, it was one of the nicest schools before the remodel. Yeah, I haven't seen it. You sent me some pictures, so I have a little bit of an
Yeah.
idea. But yeah, I can't wait to see it. So, I this is minor, but I'm going to go into it now just because we're going to move faster. This whole thing. You're going to have Rick Fay in.
Yes, Rick Fay will be coming in August 7th and 8th. I've known Rick Fay since like 2004 when you and me talked. And he's just a great guy, friendly, and he's close by. So he's not flying in, so he's ready to get back out doing seminars. So I'm like, he did one seminar a few weeks ago as a tester, and like I'm a tester to see how people will kind of come back because we have no idea
Mhm.
if I'm going to have a full house, am I not going to have a full house? So he's kind of using me as a test to
Good.
kind of just see what's happening.
Yeah, I think it's going to go. Like everybody I'm talking to, people are coming back. They're anxious. They want to train.
I
Oh,
see it too.
I feel bad for the grappling schools. That might be kind of tough for a lot of people. Well, how's your grappling program going?
That's actually starting to pick up too. So
Really?
I actually had two new trials last night.
All right.
So
I'm going to ask you something, and I don't know if I'm on a slippery slope. Has there been any COVID at your place in the year?
no, we have not had one
Knock on
issue.
wood.
I know,
Yeah.
no, nothing, nothing, nothing.
Good.
Thank God.
I just
So,
lost somebody to COVID this week.
oh no.
Yeah. So it's still out there, but just,
Yeah.
but you're making people like kids wear stuff, and a lot of people are getting the vaccine now. So that helps. And I've been listening to like every report, and they're saying that, almost 99% of the deaths are people who are unvaccinated.
Yeah, I
So
made all the instructors get vaccinated. We're all done.
good. Okay. Yeah. So, all right, wait. I want to get into some history. I know I'm taking this whole thing over from you guys, but Mark and I, that's how we roll. Okay. So just cut me off and jump in if I'm talking too much, Cliff and Larry. But give me some history. All right. Your first martial art was?
Taekwondo,
Now I know the history of this.
1982,
There's some inside stuff that I want you to know. And what you were in Taekwondo for how many years?
7.
And you had a
I
little
got my,
mishap, right?
pardon me?
You had a little mishap.
Oh, when he pushed me down doing the splits and tore my hamstring apart.
Yeah.
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 Master Shim was a Korean right off the boat. And there was nothing, you know, and we were doing the splits one day and I was always tight with my hips and he just came up behind me and went boom. And you just heard it go boop. And he like massages my leg. Oh, you're okay. You're okay. Go home and rest. You'll be back tomorrow. Well, by midnight, my leg had exploded to like 3 times the size. I was screaming. My parents took me to the hospital and they begged me never to go back, but I did.
So what exactly happened to it?
It tore my hamstring, the muscles.
Oh, wow.
So I was laid up for 6 months, basically letting them heal. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't walk.
Yeah.
It was
It's
terrible.
not to put down Taekwondo, but it's
No, it was just an
dojo
accident that he didn't know. And nowadays you'd lose your school for that.
I'm sure he was horrified when he found out.
I don't know. I don't know. You know.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
But then another story about him though is after I started and just got into this art, Jeet Kune Do, I went back and visited and I said, "Oh, Master Shim, you know, I'm so happy that you know, you're my first master and I just started joining this other school and I'm keeping Taekwondo as my base and I'm going to kind of add a little bit of this in." And he gets up from behind his desk. He pats me on the back and lifts me up out of the chair, walks me to the door and says goodbye. I was like his top student. I kissed his ass and he kicked me out. And that's the last time I ever saw him.
Oh my God. Oh my
Yeah.
God. You know, dude,
I wish he knew I had a school and stuff.
Any follow-up? I mean, don't know
Never.
what happened to the school. Don't know what happened to him.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's still around, run by his kids, but I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then I had my first, you know, Glenn Doms was my first, you know,
Yeah.
into taste of this art.
Yeah.
And then I met Pete Hetrick and that kind of moved me on a little bit.
Yeah.
And
He
then
opened
I
the door
finally
for a
met
lot of
you.
other people to come into your life. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did that. So
Yeah.
I'll give him credit for that.
So you were fighting weak half. I know that.
I did fight in week half. I took first in Midwest, second in nationals.
Yeah.
And I lost by split decision to the world champion. But it was a fun time. I trained some guys afterwards just to do it. And then it kind of fizzled out around here.
Yeah, I remember Tom Sippin. Like I went up.
Yeah.
I was gonna fight in one of them, and what happened to me? I was injured. My knee. I had knee surgery, so I couldn't do it. But you know.
He ran all of them. I think the nationals, Fred was there too.
Yeah.
Fred, I remember
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did that and dabbled
for
in.
those who don't know, you can look him up. So
he's the godfather.
Yeah. Yeah. So Mark and I have had a history. What year?
Almost 25 years now. 97.
97. So yeah. So he's we're a lot younger and we both had a lot more hair. You too, Larry.
I was so much more inexperienced, and I just want to thank you for the journey we've been on, because again, I'll say it again and again, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be who I am today, and I thank you for that. I know I worked, but you gave me the info, and no one else did.
In the Midwest, like he's the go-to guy, like for curriculum for me. When people are going to test, they're like, well, how do I get it? I go to Mark. Go to Mark, because he's got the nuts and bolts of everything. His memory of curriculum is like really top notch. And that's what impresses me about you, because there's times I'll be like, do number 8, or somebody will say, do number 8. And he'll look at me and goes, Ron, you're not doing number 8. I'm like, damn it. He remembers I don't. And so, so it kind of keeps me in check. He's got a good memory for that.
I have a good memory.
Yeah.
But I just appreciate it, and I wish everyone would get more together, and, Mars people, if they need help, give me a call, but no one really does.
Well, we're going to do a lot more of that. And that's part of the reason why I wanted you on. There's a ton of changes. I don't know if you looked at our website and what we're doing, and the curriculum is going up there, but there's going to be a lot of testing, and it's going to be a lot more than the 3 of us could handle. So I want people like yourself involved in this, and just to be more of a presence and a part of this, you know. So we're going to ask more Mars instructors, and you're probably one of my first people that I'd want to do it, because you do know if somebody's not on the right thing, and you'll call them on it. So Mark's kind of hardcore on his student. It's kind of fun to watch. You know, he's loving and he's kind, but he's like, no.
Listen, they have to make it, has to be right. If they're in front of you, it has to be right.
Yeah. So let me see some of the other systems that you do. I know you're Balintawak.
I've done Balintawak at Grandmaster at Tillo. I actually just talked to him the other day. I hope he can get back out soon. I'll bring him in. But you know, Guru Dan, I'm a senior associate level 7. So I'm hoping close to my full instructorship within the next, I don't know, year, 2, 3. I've done Hackheim. I'm a big instructor in his group with his hand-to-hand combatives and his knife combatives. Rick Fay, I'm an instructor level 2 with Rick. I just like stuff, and I love learning. You know, I don't care about being the best at, you know, I care about being the best, but I love learning, and that's my whole thing. And I just, you know, I love training with people who are nice and cool and are on my same level, and, or, you know, mentality wise, I should say. And, you know, I just want to keep learning.
Now, Silat, like you have you have your series on Silat.
My Panatukan Silat.
Yeah.
Which I incorporated the Panatukan that I learned basically through Guru Dan, through you, and through Rick, and then all the Silat, which I've basically learned through you.
Yeah.
And I figured I'd make it a little more street combative instead of in the traditional Silat where it's always right lead, almost middle punch, and they, you know, mine's more boxing into the sweeps and the throws and the takedowns and stuff like that. So I tried to make it a little more, I don't want to say combative because that's what everyone says, but it's combative.
No. A little more practical, maybe.
Yeah, practical. Yeah. And it's been out since like 2004, because I look at it and laugh because I was so young, and hair and everything. And I wish sometimes I could go back and redo some of the things, but they still sell. And then I came out with the hammer defense because I just had this weird idea that, you know what, not everyone has guns or martial art weapons, but everyone has a hammer, and Kali translates to everything. And you were there when we were dissecting and sparring with the hammer, and, you know,
they made up all these hammers. They literally were having sparring classes. It's kind of fun to watch. But Cliff and I were just talking about this. Well, Cliff, Larry, and I were just talking about this. I'm refilming a lot of stuff right now because it's so dated. So I know what you mean, like what you filmed before, because I'll look at things with new eyes now. And and so a lot of people have been asking me on the website, well, the JKD stuff's the same, right? And I go, it is, but we're refilming now. And I'm starting to try to like give you my interpretation of what it might be to me now. And it doesn't negate what it was back then. It probably still would benefit somebody, but it's a different thing to me now. Everything's different, you know, to me now. So, you know, we all grow, you know, with it. So yeah, I see what you mean though, saying, you know, 2004 you filmed it?
Yeah.
So,
well, you know, you look at back then when you filmed the JKD series, right? And then really MMA started exploding. So now you got guys who want to get in the clinch. You start even changing your stance a little bit. Like I've changed mine. I mean, I started with Taekwondo, but I was a little bit more into the side, but I started changing more because now I'm worried about somebody shooting in. I want to be able to sprawl quickly. You know, you start modifying things, right? So I just had a student who came back. He was with me probably mid 90s, and he started training back, you know, and I'm looking at his stance, everything is and I'm correcting because it's back the way I used to way back then, right? And I said, well, you know, things change. We got to change things now, right? So I finally I'm correcting him because I realize I've changed, you know, because I adapted, and, you know, there's more things I got to deal with now because more people have knowledge on things that they could do to me. So I want to make sure I can handle all that, right?
Yeah.
So I think, you know, we all grow over time because of either one, you know, we're wiser, but also we train different arts. You see things that maybe before we didn't have a complete solution. So you start modifying things a little bit, right? So I think that's what Ron is going to be able to give to a lot of the subscribers who's been with them for years and say, no, it's not going to be the same because, hey, are you training MMA, or do you get into the clinch, or are you dealing with it? Because not, maybe you're going to learn something new now.
But that's the whole reason why it's research systems.
Exactly.
I mean, it's an evolving, growing thing. I want it to be almost an alive thing that's maturing with, hopefully, more than me. I don't know, but
and we're going to have more incidents of people with hammers, and now people are going to be running to get your series.
I remember I'm involved with Cold Steel, and I told him, he's like, I want to make a hammer video. I go, been done. He goes, who? And I go, my student Mark, get me those videos. So
whatever. Did he like them? I never even heard.
Yeah, no. He liked them. You know that he sold Cold Steel.
Yeah.
So now it's never an arm, but he's got plans for you. So
that's cool. I just,
So no, he since Mark has a system, Lynn, I was gonna say Cold Steel, he's not Cold Steel anymore, but Lynn Thompson was like, I want to have different systems and promote them, and I want unorthodox weapons that are readily, at somebody's hands, and that's kind of what you've already done with it.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, you're drawing from different systems, but it's still got pros and cons to holding it, and which way you hold it and how you hold it and what it could do. And you've really thought a lot of that stuff out. So
yeah, even got focus mitt drills with the hammer.
it's funny.
Maybe I could do something like the discus or the shot put, something different.
There you go.
Yeah, no, the weed whacker.
Oh yeah, the weed whacker.
Yeah, use it as a staff, then turn it on.
Yeah. So what's going on? What the school? What's your forecast? I mean, what's 10 years going to bring you?
10 years is going to bring me my goal, which I have never hit to this day, is 300 students. I got just over 200 before COVID, and I dream of 300. Okay. So that's my dream, to get the school, as successful. I've had it. Next year is going to be 25 years that I've had this school. Mm-hmm. And I honestly thought I'd be a lot farther than I am now.
Well, there's things like COVID that happened.
Right.
There's things like 08 happened,
Right. You're right. Exactly. I survived a lot of things, I've been through in between 9/11, 08, COVID, but I've stood the test of time. I'm like a staple in Libertyville and pretty much Lake County. I have the biggest school. I'm the only one who hosts anything. And, I just do my thing and keep my students and parents happy. And that's it.
Did you ever think of a second school?
No, I've thought about it once, but getting all the staff for that. And to me, when the cat's away, the mice will play kind of thing. And so instead of doing that, I've expanded my school 3 times. So first I was at 1,500 square feet. We outgrew that. So I'm like, okay, let's go up. So then we went to like 3,800, and now I'm at 6,000. Wow. And, and I bought the building. So,
that's cool.
I'm staying there, and that's it. Everyone under one roof.
Mark, when I first opened, commercially back in like 93, and I had like 50, 60 students, and Fred kept telling me, oh, you got to join EFC. Yeah, okay, yeah, whatever. They're going to take that percentage thing. That was, you're probably just like me, right? I don't want to give them 10%, but I joined, and within 2 years I was like at 472, and I had expand. And then I would be, for years and years, I was hanging about that 350, 360, and I always wanted to go over, I want to get back to 500, but it's like, I really settled in like that 250 to 300 was really manageable, because the more students, the more headaches, the more sometimes I felt like it's just too many people to deal with. Right. So but I found like that 325, 300, I really liked, but when I would get higher, I just felt like it's just too much for me to handle.
I could see that. Definitely. I could definitely see that.
I want to jump in for a second. Cliff, you've never been to Mark's, but kind of different, like you had the 2 floors, Cliff, but as far as professionalism and cleanliness of the school and the way it looked, his is very comparable to what you guys are, very much the same in that way. So if it gives you an idea, obviously, Cliff, it will, because
We have a nice waiting room with a couch, and I got a big counter. We got a TV. I had a coffee pot before COVID. Then we have seating for parents. But Libertyville's a little more upscale town, and I feel like they deserve, whether they're from there or not. It's just, I want to fit in with the
Oh, that's the
town
standard, yeah.
atmosphere. And I want, Pete Hetrick always joked that you could walk in my bathrooms barefoot.
Yeah.
So
his school is a lot like yours, Cliff. Cliff ran it the same way. You guys run it a similar ship.
yeah,
Well, and I believe that, it's your first impression, right?
absolutely.
When you walk in, you don't get a second chance at that first impression. So and I tell you, women, moms, they look at everything. They're looking at dust. They see all that. And I'd always tell like my staff, I go, guys, look at all this dust, man. Didn't you see it? They don't see it. These young guys, they don't see it. I said, a woman comes in, they see dirty. They see that. And so what you've done is you've created that environment where you keep, like say, upscale, you keep your people at that level. If you all of a sudden degrade it, well, that you attract, a different kind of clientele. So mine was always, well, look, I didn't live in a very rich neighborhood where my school was, but I could still attract good clients, right?
I don't live in the neighborhood my school's in either.
It's important, and that's the thing that I think is really overlooked too, because and I might be like that younger guy and not think of now at my age I would think of the cleanliness of it, but I think curriculum, I think this, and it's only part of it, and it's not even probably the biggest part. I think having that first impression, getting somebody in the door, Cliff and we were talking about Buzz Durkin before. That guy would go out in front and make sure that it's swept up. If they had an appointment, you only have one chance for a first impression. So once somebody's in that door, that's it.
Right.
And if you blow it, you blow it.
Right.
You can't.
The easy part is on the mat. It's getting them on the mat.
Yeah.
Try it.
Do you have? I always ask this question to people. Somebody is leaving. Do you have an exit with them? Do you try to have like
I always ask why. Ask why, and is there anything that could have been done, or I'm honestly, knock on wood, I don't have too many people leave because they're mad, right? Yeah, it's mostly college. It's or adults who just one guy was just getting married and he had to stop for a while, or this, but knock on wood again,
great retention.
Yeah. I mean, Alex, who I have as my head kid instructor, and the guy's phenomenal. The parents love him to death. And, I really have great instructors, Amir and Jeff Morris. And, I'm really thankful. Jeff Rutherford, they've all been with me forever.
And all these guys that he's mentioned probably have a 20-year history with him. Most of them do. So he's managed to keep a good staff. And that's not like a lot of schools don't have that privilege or that,
I'm lucky.
They go through a lot of people. Yeah.
I'm lucky. And you know what, though? I treat everyone, we're all like a tight-knit family. I don't, it's not hierarchy, and everyone's cool. Everyone has their opinion. We all listen. We all conform to everyone. If someone has an idea, I'm always open. I just kind of restructured my curriculum again because me and Amir, as you said, and I've even heard Guru Dan say this, like every 5 to 10 years, you should update your curriculum. So I just updated mine now because it was old and I've learned more stuff, and I wanted to have more stuff in the beginning. And actually I was doing a rotating curriculum where beginners, would come in, white, yellow, orange belts, and they'd rotate through the curriculum. Well, the problem I have is when a new person came in, they started at level 3 on the beginner curriculum, and they're missing level 1, which is all their basics. So now I'm fighting, teaching them how to do a roof block when they don't even know how to do angles 1 to 5. So I redid everything, and now I did my curriculum in phases. So I have phase 1, phase 1.1, phase 1.2, then I have phase 2, and then phase 3. And it's by hours now. So when they come in, they start at phase 1, and it's a 24-hour minimum time that you are there, and we have cards, and I will check off every time they're there. And then once they graduate that, they move up to 1.2. So this way, when someone comes in, I'm not stuck doing that. They all start at one level. So I'm going to see how that works. It's been going now for 2 months. And I grandfathered everyone over to where they should be. You know, my intermediate started at 2.0 and, you know, so.
Do you test, or is it like you just know where they're at? And
no, I test.
Okay, good. Okay. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't, you know,
Mhm.
I mean, you think about when I came up under Guru Dan, you were just also handed that, you know.
Yeah, no, I
And I'm
test.
not putting him down, but you know, he, you know, it's just, that's his way.
Yeah.
I always look at like school, and if I were in school, I'd want to know where I stood.
Mhm.
And
That's why I do belts. I know Jeet Kune Do. That's why I do belts. I know Jeet Kune Do and doesn't do belts, but you know what? The students like them to know where they are.
Jeet Kune Do had ranking though. I mean, you
Mhm.
could go look and the shirts, they had the different color shirts and the different color yin and yang to it. That's a rank. So, you know, it has ranking. It does.
Right.
So
Yeah, Mark, I went through the same dilemma, you know, always trying to think, okay, how do I balance this, right? I have my rotating curriculum, and then like I get around now, my students forget everything back when we were doing, say, you know, Wing Chun, now they're here. And so, but I did find that, okay, I couldn't throw like a white belt, a yellow belt into this mesh. So I started going to phases, kind of like where you're now. I go, okay, phase one is my, you know, so white belts I would keep out like a separate instructor, because these are the guys I got to really keep for that first 90 days. And then I would say, okay, the other phase is yellow belt, orange belt, purple. They train with instructor, and I break this out. And I finally got it to work, because it was always like, you know, everyone's lost, got a beginner training with the advanced. And so I ended up doing that, but it took many years for me to get there, you know.
Me too. Me too. It's been 24 and I'm trying it now.
Now, if you were doing just strict Taekwondo, I think it's pretty easy. It's just like really, okay, we're going to train forms. We all work our forms, one step sparring. You know, it was really easy back in the day when I was teaching Taekwondo. But as soon as you start bringing in the Filipino arts and Silat and, you know, Jeet Kune Do, it's all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, where do I put all this, right? I think,
well, basically,
well, remember we talked about this before, Ron, why aren't there as many Jeet Kune Do schools and everything? It's learning how to organize that to get that information out, so that you can make sure that, you know, you're bringing the students who feel like they're learning and they're growing and the accomplishment to go on. Because I would lose students sometimes because they get so confused and everything, and then, what am I supposed to know? And, you know, like it's like that was a hard part, you know. And then I also hate structure. I hate, you know, you get in, the way we teach, we like, just get what, you know, my wife would always go, it's just so confusing. You don't have structure. What are you teaching? I go, I don't know. I like to teach it from the top of my head.
I do that too.
Right?
I know. And I hate it. So what I do now is we warm up, and then I give them 20 minutes of curriculum. And then the other, I just wing it and do something fun.
To me, I do like that. I mean, I think they need structure, especially a newbie, but you want to encourage creativity too. You know, it's not martial copy, it's martial art, you know, and you want them to be able to kind of come up with solutions and not just be spoon fed everything. So, yeah, we're coming close to our time, but anything going on, anything you want to promote?
Just in October, we're doing a Chicago JKD Summit.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, with Joe Goitia, Randy Sordoria, and Tim Tokars. Yeah, so we're gonna all do a little section each, and you know, just try to get Chicago back into it. You know, because it just seems like it's, you know, the camaraderie and no one's into it really. So hopefully this will get people back.
Where's this going to be at?
It's going to be at Joe's school in Chicago.
Okay, cool.
So there's flyers on the internet and stuff. So we're hoping for a good turnout.
2-day event or 1 day?
It's a 3-day. I think we're doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I know.
Okay.
So we're going to give a lot of info. I'm going to do palm stick. I'm going to do some Penatukan and Silat.
Oh, so it's more than Jeet Kune Do. You just going under that banner.
Yeah, well, we're doing Jeet Kune Do. I'll still do some Jeet Kune Do, but we're all making sure there's some Jeet Kune Do with our other stuff too.
Okay, yeah, and all four.
We want it to really be Jeet Kune Do.
Yeah. So it'd be a good time.
Yeah, and I look forward to you
got
back.
Rick Fay coming.
Pardon me.
Then again, and again, you have Rick Fay coming.
Yep, and then Rick will be in August. So if anyone's interested,
Yeah.
you know, there's tickets. Please come and support. That's, you know, like I tell my students, that's the only way we can do these things. If people don't support it, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So, you know, and this is your chance to train with people who you normally can't train with.
Yeah.
And we'll see. So I'm hoping it's good.
And I have the utmost respect for Rick. He rocks. Just
He's so nice.
Yeah.
He's a great guy, so knowledgeable.
So another guy
Guru Dan. Loves Guru Dan.
Another guy, Cliff, because you know Cliff was with the Seahawks, and Rick. If you watch NFL football, he's a Minnesota game. You usually see Rick right in.
He's on the sideline. I think he holds the flags for the downs or whatever because his dad used to do it. But yeah, and he works. He's got a lot of the players who come into his school.
Yeah, he does.
So yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
So all right, my friend.
All right, thank you.
Sign off, but it was good
you, Mark.
seeing you. With COVID,
Nice
we don't
seeing
get to
you all.
see each other, so you know it's good to see you. So
well, thank you very much, and I appreciate it. And bye, Cliff. Bye, Larry, and we'll all talk soon.
All right, man. See you soon.
Thank you.
Take care, bro.
Bye, brother.
Bye-bye.